Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, Bitcoin looks pretty good. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at $97,071.48, up 1.74% on the day. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Tom Saltzcoat said nice. Yeah, guys, smash the like. What's going on, Jay Shear, Dixie, Tom Saltzcoat? Appreciate you guys for being here. 12-hour. Oh, big Unix. That's cool. That's my exchange of choice for leverage. Okay. A little zoom action. We've got a healthy spread, 98.006. And we are battling the 50-week EMA at the moment as we speak. 99.708. And then down below, we've got, let me know if I have mic issues again, guys. 96.458. So it just so happened that every time I checked yesterday when I was having those mic issues, it was fine. 92.898. I did go back and relook at it, and it was a little messed up, a little goofy. All right. There is our range at the moment. This is our open range that we're going to trade in. A break up or down would result in us traveling that direction, most likely. Our 50-week EMA at the moment, allegedly, is $97,587. We are currently trading at $97,077.79. We are overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so we could see a pullback here, but time will tell. We are also above what I've been calling, I guess it wouldn't be the neckline. It is a lower trend line, turned upper trend line. Previous support turned resistance. We are back above that, which is awesome. Volume looks great. It seems as if volume is just surging back into the market, which is perfect. That's what we want to see. Bitcoin dominance, 59.66. We blasted right past that possible resistance at 59.5. Money is definitely favoring Bitcoin at the moment. We got a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Green dot in the momentum wave. Again, I'm not sure if those apply here. 60% would be an ideal rejection point, but we'll see what plays out. As of right now, the only real potential reversals we could see would be at psychological levels like 59.70 or 59.80. ETH currently up 0.85% on the day, currently trading at 33.54 and 18 cents, just below 33.66. Getting above 33.66 would be ideal. We do have a tweezer top at the moment. Invalidating that with some green in this current candle that we're in would be ideal, but we'll see what plays out. Volume looks really good. RSI got a bullish cross over the moving average. Technically speaking, if we do reject here, that will have been bearish div, which will call for a temporary downside. That being said, this actually is not bearish div, which is good. So the longer term trend is still intact. Volume, like I said, looks amazing. We got that bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI on Saturday, January 10th. And we proceeded to bounce off that moving average and continue to the upside, which is awesome. Red dot of the momentum wave, point to the downside. Money flow is positive, so we're still in a really good spot on ETH. Solana's up 0.69, nice percent on the day. 50 EMA. So there's the EMA and then there's the SMA. And I'm not entirely sure. We've also gone through several weeks of downside, so I would not be surprised if the price got pulled down on that. But let's go verify that, actually. Let's look at Solana really quick first. Currently trading at 146.52. Looking really good. So Solana, we got above our neckline, the purple neckline. Rejected once, twice at this upper trend line. Third time we broke, held as support, and continued to the upside. So this actually looks really good. Getting above 150 would be the next step, in my opinion. We're in a really good spot for Sol. It actually looks great. We do technically have bearish div here, so if we get a strong rejection, we could see some downside there, maybe a retest. Who knows? RSI looks great, sitting above that moving average. Not even overbought, which is awesome. And green dot of the momentum wave with positive money flow. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin and confirm this 50, what is it, EMA or SMA? 50 EMA. 50-week EMA. So we got to go to the weekly. I have to remove Fu Manchu, and we're going to get the 50 EMA. Which I swear I've put on here 1,000 times. See, I don't know if this is simple or exponential. Okay, so this one is up at 101. Whatever that one is, moving average 50 and 200. 50 EMA. EMA 2050. Let's do EMA cross 50 and 200. Sure, there it is. Okay, so the exponential moving average, which is just a different way of calculating it. There's simple moving average and exponential. I'm not sure which is which or what way they calculate either one. I just know that they're different. But the 50-week exponential moving average is in fact at 97,648. So the one that I have on here at 97,587 is efficient. Is this the right one? No. Okay, hang on. There it is. I'm going to go 650. Yeah, we'll just scoot that one just so that it seems a little correct. All right, go back down to the 4 hour. Let's get rid of that. So we've confirmed that the 50 EMA is in fact in the right spot. Always verify your information, guys. Don't just blindly trust a post on X. Most of the time, they're actually full of crap. And they're just posting some repost from like 4 years ago that has nothing to do with our current chart. But because it fits your bias, you'll sit there and like it and repost it, and then they get all that impression revenue from people just not actually looking into what they're looking at. So make sure you actually do look into it. Gio as Avenger said, what's up, chat? Moment of truth getting closer and closer. I concur. I'm excited. ADA is down 1.83% on the day, currently trading at 41.40, rejecting 42 for the second time, it seems. We've got rejection number 1, rejection number 2. Can we get above that and start trading above it? Hopefully. RSI, currently testing that moving average. We do have a red dot in the momentum wave pointing to the downside. Money flow is positive, though, so we'll see what ends up playing out. SNEC is down 4.49%, back below our yellow trend line here, which is a previous floor turned ceiling. Getting above that is going to be important. Getting above that and staying above that, I should say, is going to be important. We do have our psychological support level of 1/10 of a cent. We're currently at 0.0010437. Looking good. We did get a bearish crossover the moving average on the RSI, and our money flow is still negative, specific to MXC, so it is what it is. Midnight down 2.82% on the day, currently trading at 0.066609. Losing 64 is going to get dicey for this thing. It does kind of seem like it's coiling, though, in between 64 and 75, so if we can hold this level and continue to trade sideways in here, then the potential for a breakout does increase exponentially. Other than that, though, RSI retesting that moving average, momentum wave pointing to the downside with the red dot. XRP down 1.31% on the day, currently trading at 213.69. We are still above $2, which makes me happy. We got our little pop to the upside. Now we're kind of making a little baby flag, it seems. Is that baby flag going to give us further upside? We shall see. If it does, maybe we'll target 225. I don't know. I like the slow growth, though, because it does seem to play out over a longer period of time, which is better than the pump and dumps that we're used to. Volume increasing with this move, which is also a good sign. Let's see. We broke above that moving average, and we're staying above it right now. We got a red dot on the momentum wave, pointed to the downside. Money flow did flip negative as well today. So we'll see what plays out with that. H-bar is up 1.01% on the day, currently trading at 0.12354. Missed opportunity. Rudy93 said Sol looks bearish. It might do a higher low, but I'm going to scalp that. Nice. Yeah, man, scalp it. Scalp away. I actually like where Sol's at, but it does have bearish div on a 4 hour, so you do got to watch out for that. But besides that, I like our 1-2 rejection break support continuation of this legacy trend line, which goes back pretty dang far. This trend line, the blue trend line, goes all the way back to our pattern that started on around March 2024, which resulted in our first all-time high touch of 2024-2025, which is pretty cool. So that is the legacy trend line. Not that that really means anything, to be completely honest. It's just a trend line that we've kind of traded on for quite some time. SWE is down 1.46% on the day. I'm surprised it's not down further. There was a mainnet network outage on SWE today. They did solve the problem, which is probably bullish for the longer term. But that's what I'm assuming this big fat wick is. People probably selling from that. We got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close contest, so make sure you guys get your guesses ready for that. Ondo down 3.46% on the day. Arrow up 2.74, doing really good. Having trouble getting above 62.25. Are we going to hold 60 and use that as momentum to break 62.25 next? When we return, we'll get to Avalanche and Chainlink. Chainlink, I believe, had a very exciting ETF filing today. 1 minute time frame. Bitcoin currently trading at 97.67 and 88 cents. 26 seconds remaining until you guys can begin submitting your guesses for the daily close contest. Let's see. If you guys are new, rules are right here. Check them out. It is closest without going over. So if you do go over, your guess is void. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a 5-minute window from the point that that chat goes through in the YouTube chat. And it is up to you to track the 5 minutes because there is a delay on YouTube. But you got a chance to win up to $300 every single day, completely free for you guys to play. All you got to do is be subscribed, submit your guess, and nail the digits. Very cool. Rudy coming in with 97 and 1 penny. Oops, 001. Very cool. All right. Bitcoin, $97,024.98. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Currently, we have 5 individuals all ranking at first place with 1 win each since the start of the year. Very cool. Derek HQZ is the latest winner. The Gourmet Brains of Brooklyn, Tufik, Saeed, and Giovanni. Mr. Giovanni Fontes. Bitcoin doing its thing. 97, 31, and 92 cents. A couple $100 volatility here. JY's Adventure coming in with 97,020. Mr. Tyler's prize for winning the most wins of 2025's daily close contest has been delivered today. I did confirm. So we are waiting for Mr. Tyler to arrive and to tell us that he received it. I'm actually quite excited. It's a pretty cool prize. I picked it myself. I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool one for sure. Bitcoin 97, 77, and 80 cents. Very cool. Oh, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I'm curious. What do you guys think is going to hit first? What do you think will hit first? 100K Bitcoin or $100 silver? That is the question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could avert your attention to the poll in the chat, what do you think will hit first? $100,000 Bitcoin or $100 silver? Also, participate in the daily close contest. We got Mr. Dixie Flatline coming up with that one, 96,969. Very nice. And then we've got J Shear 2.0 coming in with 96,900. I'm assuming even. You guys have 1 minute and 56 seconds remaining on the clock to get your guesses in. He said, wait, 96 cents is being added. You go add that, J Shear 2.0. Oh, he's changing it. 96,944. And 0 cents. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I'm saying 0 cents. Okay. Bitcoin currently trading at $97,033.11. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest for a chance to win up to 300 smackaroos. Still waiting on Mr. Tyler to show up and be like, I got my prize. Very cool. Thank you, JJ. You guys have 66 seconds remaining on the clock to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. I don't want to make any promises, but I'm looking to start playing some more video games on the channel. It's just been so hard with my schedule. I can't find the time. 47 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin currently trading at $97,014.27. We're getting some volatility on the 1 minute time frame. Very slow, very boring. I drove through probably, I'm not even joking, I wish I was joking, probably 4 hours of blizzard today because people don't know how to drive in the snow. In Michigan, people don't know how to drive in the snow. 22 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. We got historic lows for cryptocurrency social media. That's on X, that's on YouTube, everywhere else where people do social media stuff, apparently, according to Ben Cowan. 3, 2, 1, time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating in the daily close contest. Let's get these guesses on the board. We've got 97,020, and that is from a Mr. JY's Adventure. We've got Rudy 93 with 97,001. Very cool. We've got 96,969, and that is Mr. Dixie Flatline. And last but not least, we've got JShear 2.0 with 96,944 even. Let's get a zoom in here. You guys got very small gaps. Very proud of you guys. Currently, Rudy is in the lead with his guess of $97,001. Bitcoin currently trading at $97,012.61. Rudy said, can we talk about CAS? Probably a dead project, sadly. So, I like CAS from a community standpoint. Unfortunately, I think they're suffering from what ADA suffered from. They blew up. The price got really, really high, way overextended, way overheated. The hype was real. The community was behind it. More people jumped on board. Everyone was expecting a 20, 30, 40, 50x once it had already like 200, 300x. And because it didn't do that fast enough, they all sold and then they fudded and now they're mad and everybody hates it and they're selling their bags. When in reality, if you look at the ROI from when that started, it's probably still up like crazy. So it is suffering from some recency bias. It got a little bit dumpy. The price is doing really bad. It's not really sustaining its market share. So it's just a waiting game, essentially. Bitcoin, $97,015.14. We've got 2 minutes and 56 seconds remaining on the clock. Tom Salscott said, Ben thinks we're going to wipe off and go lower. Okay. All right. I think that there's going to be a very large liquidity injecting event soon. Don't ask me why. My X feed might just be full of conspiratorial nonsense at this point, which is probably feeding my bias, but what are you going to do? Bitcoin getting very, very dumpy here. Big fat red candle on the 1 minute time frame. JShear 2.0 now in the lead with his guess of 96,944 even. And a Bitcoin price of 96,959 and 23 cents. Oh, we might have no winners today, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. JShear 2.0 very close to possibly being our first $300 grand prize winner. And there it is. Currently, no one is in the lead because of the Price is Right rule. Everyone is behind, or technically ahead, and they're not allowed to be, so their guesses are all void. Bitcoin currently trading at 96,942 and 12 cents. Are we going to go up or down from here? You have 1 minute and 46 seconds remaining on the clock. Rudy said manipulation. I agree. But unfortunately, that will not help us. And more red. Here we go. 96, 923 and 38 cents. It's a sad day when no one wins the daily close. I forgot to tell you guys that my guess is actually $1. So I will be closest without going over, and I will win the $300 prize. I only change the rules when I win. Oh, here we go. We're getting some pushback from the bulls. 96, 937 and 59 cents. 1 minute and 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Bears selling some more. Peter Schiff stepping in, making his son sell. And another pushback from the bulls. 96, 937 and 57 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, you have precisely 60 seconds remaining on the clock for the daily close contest. Tom Stock Scout said, I'm wondering if we're seeing a rotation from stocks to corn. Might see metals rotate over soon also. Would that be crazy? 2 Fix submitting a late guess and only 4 digits. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. Ladies and gentlemen, $96,937.57. Bitcoin completely flatlining here. Let's see. 31 seconds remaining. And more red, but we do have downside wicks, which are indicative of a reversal. Is it going to do this? And are we going to see J Shear 2.0 or Dixie take it at the last second? We got 18 seconds remaining. Another push up. We got to zoom in for this one. It's going to get pretty violent. 96, 937 and 52 cents. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, the final push. J Shear 2.0 back in the lead. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0 on your victory. The daily close price for Bitcoin, $96,951.78. 96,951.78. 96,951.78. 96,951.78. Very cool. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0 on your victory. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. I cannot type today. I think that happens every single day. I don't know why you guys continue to watch me. Very cool. J Shear 2.0, I believe, was the first winner of the monetary prize during last year's contest, 96,944. Even. Very cool. J Shear 2.0 coming in with a guess that nabs him a victory. Switch to the 4-hour. Zoom out here. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. Very cool. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0 on your victory. Closest without going over. So he wins bragging rights. Let's see. Banana spam. Rudy said, I don't know who sold Bitcoin, but it cost me victory. That was in their ass. They did push the ruling off again, yes. Billy said, guys, I was sleeping all day. What was the tariff ruling? It was delayed. That's what it was. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! J Shear 2.0 is the winner of today's daily close contest. Congratulations, my friend. Let me go add your name to the winner's Google Doc. Very cool, very cool, very, very cool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest was a guess of $96,944 and an actual Bitcoin daily close of $96,951.78 on January 14th, 2026. Mr. J Shear 2.0's prize is a taco ring. Congratulations, J Shear 2.0 on your victory. This is actually entirely shareable. We do not have utensils though, so if you do not bring your own, then we will have to manhandle the taco ring. You can divvy it up amongst your fellow competitors, your friends and family, your coworkers, your employer. Maybe you want to schmooze them and get a raise. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. If you guys haven't had this, highly recommend. It is the Pillsbury croissant little can thing. The recipe might be on it. But you buy that, you make some taco meat, you put some cheese in it, and then you put it around the thing. You make this like a star shape, and then you wrap it, and then you put it in the oven for how long, and you put some crap in the middle, and you eat it like a caveman. It's freaking delicious. Philly said, on your poll, did 100 silver already wick? No, it did not. Not that I know of. No. We haven't even passed 95. It depends on what country you're looking at, though. It is really good. It genuinely is. Delicious food, for sure. It actually works on a budget as well. We used to eat this all the time when we lived in our old apartment. Tufik said, congrats. Chrysius X Games said, what's up, Snack Fam? What's going on, my friend? Cheers. I got my snack energy down below, but I do not have one cracked open at the moment. I do, however, have a chai latte, so cheers. That's delicious. Okay. Let us continue. We have Chainlink and Avalanche. Avalanche currently trading at 14.57 on the day. Looking like, I don't know if this is a flag or a double top. I mean, right now, you can't really tell. We do have kind of a reversal candle right here, which is a little spooky. But we'll see if we end up flagging out or breaking down. If we do break down, I would like to see 14.19 hold. That's a little interim. What even is that, actually? Why do I have that on there? Because clearly it was important for something. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, we had this descending channel. We got our choppy sideways breakout. We're continuing to the upside after a positive retest, which is awesome. Hopefully we end up reaching 15.97, but all eyes right now are on this price action. RSI looks good. We are currently retesting that moving average red dot on the momentum wave, pointed to the downside. Money flow did just flip negative as well, so we could see a little pullback here. Philly said, hey guys, what do you think about going on strike? Nobody goes into JJ's stream unless there's better prize food choice. That's a delicious. Talking about the taco ring is amazing. Mr. Roberts said, hello all. Congrats, Jay. What's going on, Mr. Roberts? Cheers. Happy Wednesday. Rudy said, Bitcoin gonna dump hard. People too bullish. Time to liquidate longs. Tom Salscoat said, if you look at silver on the daily, it actually bends backwards on the chart. If the genius who sold all my silver at 35. Dang. Jay Shear said, thanks, Roberts. Chrysius X Games said, I wanted to drop. I want cheaper sats. I do not. I'm ready for a continuation. I'm way too impatient for this, man. It's been like 5 years. I started streaming at this point. For fuck's sake. Give me a break. We need some bullish buys. Everything's gone up except for crypto. My favorite, I just recently saw a post. It was like, how poetic would it be now that all the crypto bros have like pivoted to stocks and precious metals and betting markets? If crypto just absolutely sent it, God candle to the upside, and like everything hit new all-time highs. Now that they're all sidelined, I was like, damn, that would be crazy. Retail's gone, though. I don't think anybody cares that retail's gone. Joe Azavantra said, whenever I hit a big win, which is extremely difficult, I have to hit you with a dono. Appreciate that, but my gosh, no coin I buy goes up. That's how I feel, man. I usually donate to myself, too, when I hit a big win. All right. Chainlink actually hit a new local high, which is awesome. It also, see, I'm worried that this is going to make a bear flag, but regardless, it does look incredibly bullish. Besides that, volume looks good. We got bearish div on that RSI. So keep an eye on that for sure. We are holding above that moving average, though, which is awesome. Money flow is still positive. We got a red dot on the momentum wave pointing to the downside, and we are seemingly rejecting 1441. We'll see if we can end up getting above that. As of right now, look for, I suppose, a reaction around 14 for a psychological level, and technically that would be our resistance turned support if we do hold it. So we'll see if we continue to climb up out of the trench here for Chainlink. Monad down 0.22 since the daily close at 0.02315. Broke below 2414. Are we going to retest? Maybe we get W off the yellow trend line? I don't know. I know they like to bounce off of lower highs, so see what happens with that. RSI actually looks like it has nice room to run. Pengu looks great. It's a little double toppy, though. Hopefully we don't get a little bongo cat. It is very bongo cat, isn't it? maybe a little Mothman. You could do Mothman, maybe. Probably be a Mothman pattern. I don't know. JY Avenger said, and when I mean go up, I mean big valuations. Can you look at Ralph, please? Yes, I can. Let me know what chain. Silver is down 0.7% on the day, currently trading at 92.55. Looking good. Absolutely shredding to the upside. There are no words that I can say about silver that have anything to do with anything. It's just number go up. If you bought silver, you're in profit for the most part, unless you paid way too much money like an idiot, which some people have. 92.57 looking good. RSI is overbought on the 4-hour time frame, but that hasn't really meant anything for quite some time. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI on Friday, January 9th, and have continued to move up since then. Okay, it's on Sol. Let's go take a look at Ralph. On Sol, Tom Selleck said, anyone remember the ticker cartoon? Or the tick cartoon? I do. Remember the tick cartoon, actually, yes. Ralph on Sol. Ralph Wiggum down 11.7% on the day. You got a potential head and shoulder here if you're going off of TA. Remember, though, this is a meme coin, so take it all with a grain of salt. Let me get an RSI up here so we can do some proper meme coin TA. On the 4-hour time frame, you are actually in a somewhat of a safe zone. You can make the argument for some bullish div as well, which is pretty cool. We do like bullish div here. Let me go right there. Yep. Beautiful. Bullish div. You got potential. Volume could be better. Let's see. Liquidity at 268 out of $4.2 million market cap. That's actually pretty good. That is a 5% liquidity, I think, which is huge. Number of holders. I'm not allowed to see. Oh, yeah. 2,707. Fully diluted value. Not bad. It is a micro cap, so keep that in mind. I like to look at the X. X is a big one for me. Holders. See, I don't know. None of these are liquidity pool. At least from what I can see. Just be careful. Yeah, see? Well, I don't know. Someone's got a lot of money in this thing. Oh my gosh. What's going on there? They're removing liquidity? That's not bad. But 400K, someone has $400,000 into this. So either they're betting big and they know something, or they have a ridiculously insane amount of money and they're crazy, like we are. X. Okay, so this is just a community. I don't like it when it links to a community. That kind of bugs me. But you got a good quantity of you got a good quantity of members. So the potential's there for sure. Just be careful. There is one guy holding 400K, which is more than enough to one clip this entire liquidity pool. So legit be careful. Back to silver, 92.45. All right. My cat's breath smells like cat food. Dude, my cat's breath stinks. I started feeding her soft food and it just reeks all the time now. JY's Avenger said, top wallet is the launch pad. Okay, good. It looks like they've been buying, though, which is a little sketch. Mr. Robert said, hey, JJ, I got to do it. Ooh. If you have a minute to check the chart, I'd appreciate it. Absolutely. I want you guys to participate, so even if it's something stupid like Fartcoin, request the chart. Any chart, for real. Chrysius, one clip. Yes, sir. Can I bet on he is just crazy? Probably. Yeah, I think you need a lot of money to actually make markets in Kalshi. Well, if you guys are interested, I've been thoroughly enjoying Kalshi. I had not had any bets that have closed yet. A lot of them are very long term. But if you guys are interested, I would thoroughly enjoy it if you signed up to Kalshi via the link in the description. We both get $10 when you sign up there and start trading. It's a lot of fun, I promise. It is literally just gambling, though, so don't treat it like an investment. It is gambling. So, you know, I'm not a financial advisor and all that stuff. Okay. Energy Fuels Inc. Okay. Ooh. Pun intended. We've got, let's see, a nice trend line down here. 3 hits to the downside. You know what's really interesting is a lot of altcoins have this pattern. with this 3 hits, 1, 2, 3, and then continuation. That's interesting. So this is on the 4 hour. You had resistance at around 16 and pretty much 17, 1677. You broke right through both of those after rejecting for quite a few times. I like that 3 hits continuation. Your RSI is getting a little bit heated up. You had a flag break bearish. And then technically, you could have made the argument that this is a bear flag and that broke bullish. And you're continuing to the upside. You're above $20, which is another psychological level. I suppose 25 is kind of next on the table with a potential resistance at 23. How far back does this go? Oh, fuck you. All right, hang on. Go to the daily. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. This thing has been pretty high once upon a time. You got like an all-time high right here. Again, I don't know if they've printed or split or what they've done. It actually doesn't seem like they have. It just kind of seems like a decrease in value. It's $80 once upon a time. This might be a winner right here. Not financial advice. Look at the volume increase right there. That's crazy. Your RSI just entered overbought on the daily time frame. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'd say 25 is the next target with potential resistance at around 23 based on the 4-hour time frame and these two right here. This little double top action right there, that little M. 23 nice psychological level as well. Just keep an eye on that RSI though. You do technically have a potential for bearish div. Not quite yet because you have not had a rejection. This could just as easily keep grinding up and invalidate that. So keep an eye on that. But everything else looks pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Joe Adventure said, thanks for checking. Absolutely. Thanks for stopping in and smashing the like button. Rudy said, can you check Bard? This is F crazy. Let's go check Bard. Bard. Lombard. Which one? Assuming Solana, 3 months old, 2 months old. Let me know which one. We got Solana, we got ETH. There's one on Pulse Chain. There's BNB. Mr. Robert said, thanks. Absolutely. Chrissia said, have we looked at Night yet? Feel like it's looking for a bottom. I've started a DCA back in. We have, actually. Night is on the watch list, but I'm more than happy to take a look at it again. So, here's my argument. You remember I talked about that triple bottom. Tom Selleck's Goat said bought a bunch of ooh at $15. Nice. I don't know if anybody else sees this. I think it's a Beyonce concert. I've shown you guys before, but I think it's Beyonce, and she's at a concert, and she's like doing her thing, whatever, and then she takes the mic and she puts it in someone's face, someone in the audience, and they just go ooh, and that's all I can think of when you guys talk about that ticker. It just cracks me up. It's a good ticker. It's a good one. Okay. Perps on Binance. Okay, Bard USDT. Gotcha. Binance, Bard USDT. Oh, dang. Okay, so there, I'm assuming was low liquidity or low volume. Just a really thin order book. Okay, so does anyone remember when Bitcoin was at like 64K and on Binance US, the price of Bitcoin wicked down to like $8,000? Does anyone remember that? It's actually still on the chart. We can go reference it. But that is a perfect example of almost no liquidity. There's no order book. There's no money, like there's no buy orders. I almost said money orders. There's no buy orders anywhere except for at that example 8K. So for this one, the example here, I'm assuming, I don't know, this is just my best guess based on the information that I'm aware of. I'm assuming there was no buy orders for this coin until, what is that low? 42.72. So somebody up here hit market sell. They mashed market sell. It could have been 1, it could have been a million, whatever. They mashed market sell, and because maybe there's 1, 2, 3 orders, like buy orders in line, but the quantity wasn't high enough. It just smashed through all those levels and went all the way down to this buy order at 42.72, which is why it instantly wicked back up. Some lucky bastard with a very low buy order is currently in profit. Let's see, approximately 76%, which is literally what happened with that 8K Bitcoin on Binance US way back when, during like the 2021 bull market. So that is a example of a very thin order book. And you can see it's happened several times. Somebody hit market buy, market sell, or something. No, it had to have been market buy. So this is a market sell, and this is a market buy, where there's no sell orders up until $1.20. This one right here, price same thing. No sell orders until 99.27. This one back here, no buy orders until 21.90. Same exact story every single time. Thin order books and impatient people, instead of doing a limit buy or limit sell, this is what happens when you market buy or market sell. That's why you always want to check, especially if you're operating on an exchange with low liquidity to begin with, like Binance US, because Binance US is kind of crappy. You're going to run into issues like this, where you're going to end up paying way too much for something because the next guy selling it is asking for a premium, and they don't have a automated market maker on every single asset. That would just cost way too much money. So stuff like this happens. But yeah, that is someone got lucky and they made 76%, literally just like that, by being patient and setting a ridiculously low market order or limit order on an asset with almost no liquidity. Congratulations, Chase 2.0, once again on your victory. Enjoy your taco ring. All right, guys, let's go back to silver. Yeah, silver looks amazing. I'm liking the wick. I think it's going to $100. I don't know when, but I do think it's going to at least touch it. Let's go check gold. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Anyone that's new, please subscribe. We're happy to have you. We live stream every single day. It's a ton of fun. We do the daily close contest most days that we can. And you got a chance to win up to $300. We actually just did one. And JShear 2.0 won. But chance to win up to $300 is a lot of fun. And it's completely free to play. Gold currently trading at $4,616.15. Not doing a whole lot. It's very sideways for the day. We do have trajectory lines. These lines are nothing else but like miscellaneous targets. My first one being around 4,900. Second one, the really out of control one, is 51. And then this one is actually a trajectory line. This one is me guessing the median price action is probably going to sync up with that. Total guess, no rhyme or reason other than the fact that it's kind of started to establish that trend anyways. We are kind of setting up some bearish divs, so be careful. Now, that's only short term, so technically speaking, you get a little pullback and then you continue to the upside. This would be that bearish div fulfilled, and then you'd have the same situation back here, whatever it did. And then you can continue to the upside. So it does not mean that you're going to crash to zero. You do also have a confirmed red dot on Market Cipher. Last time we had a confirmed red dot was right here at the Pico top, and we had a pretty decent sized sell-off. Are we going to get that again? I have no idea. Time will tell. It looks pretty good for it, honestly. I'm not a big gold guy, but it would be poetic. I did just close my silver short at a loss, which was there for a hedge. It was there for a hedge, so don't kill me. Our US ISM manufacturing PMI, which is what apparently we use to measure the business cycle, or it perfectly correlates with the business cycle, is still sitting at 47.9. We will not get a reading for this until February 1st or February 2nd, but I'm going to continue to take a look at it every day as a reminder. Getting above 50 is going to be a prime time scenario for us. That's what we want to see. DXY. Still on this legacy trend line on the monthly and daily. On the 4-hour time frame, we're a little bit above it at 99.05. Can we reject 100? That would be the best case scenario. Totally okay with the dollar increasing in value as long as my assets increase in value more. But for the most part, every time we've seen the DXY do really, really well, everything else sucks. So I kind of don't want this to do good. But we'll see what happens. Technically have bearish div. I don't know if that's going to result in anything. Same concept that I just got done explaining with that temporary pullback and then continuation. This would be that bearish div fulfilled. So we'll see what happens. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, currently trading at 177.50. They are actually up 3.66% on the day, so they're slowly climbing out of their little slum hole. Let's see if Michael Saylor can redeem himself. As far as I'm concerned right now, though, if I was a MicroStrategy holder, owner, whatever, I would be very upset at the piss poor performance of this damn thing for the entirety of what was supposed to be the Bitcoin bull market 2025. Literally closed out the year down like 70%, which is ass. Nobody wants that. Look at this. January. Where's January 1st? Right here. Even the low right here. If you bought right there, you'd be down 40% right now. I'd be pissed if I had bought my MicroStrategy at that point. I'd be so mad. And then they changed their logo to look like the Big B Coffee logo, which is really funny to me still. I'm very excited that this is on the chart. JY's Adventure said, gotta dip out early. Have a good night. I'll take it easy, JY's Adventure. Appreciate you for stopping by. Happy Wednesday, my friend. Cheers, guys. Tomorrow's Thursday, which means the next day is Friday, which means we don't have to go to work the next day. So we're celebrating tonight. All right. JShoe 2.0 said thoughts on Canton Network, Canton X DTCC. I will take a look at that. Mr. Roberts said Tom Selsko, keep an eye on China tariffs regarding rare earths. Ooh, is in Colorado, and most non-Chinese material companies will benefit greatly while the tariff threats are there. Peace, JY. Chrysius X Games said you'd be better off buying BTC. I agree. That's what I've been saying. I'm like, why would anyone buy strategy? There's literally no point. Like, Bitcoin actually increases in value. What the hell are you buying this for? I genuinely see no purpose in buying this. So that's why I have this stupid fractal. I've been talking about it. I said as soon as they lost 230, it was going to start pissing me off. So unless this fractal is fulfilled, MicroStrategy, in my opinion, is a scam. The stock itself, whether or not Saylor is scamming, whatever, I don't really care. That politics I could really care less about. But the stock itself, strategy, I think it's a complete waste of time. NASDAQ down 0.06% on the day. We got the pullback right on time. I'm going to move this and showcase that absolute beauty. That's exactly what we're looking for. We've talked about the decoupling a little bit, and we could technically scoot that. I'm going to leave it where it's at still. We'll continue to scoot it every single day. But I could totally see this playing out where we get a very fat rebound and then a full-on like straight return to the mean. And then in reality, if you want to buy here and then you'd be there a couple weeks later, January is going to be kind of a non-eventful month, in my opinion, for the NASDAQ specifically. But we'll see what plays out. So far, so good. S&P 500 currently down 0.53% on the day. We also are looking for the pullback here. This we're looking for a more immediate bounce than the NASDAQ. But we'll see. It might take a couple of days. We might be looking at like tomorrow. Never mind. It's not going to take a couple of days. Pretty sure we're looking at tomorrow, Friday. Chrissy said paper BTC for the normies. Right. All right. Somebody asked me to look at something. Canton X DTCC. Canton Network. Let me just look it up really quick. The Canton Network. Privacy enabled blockchain network. Okay, it is CC. Okay, so you're talking... Is DTCC... No. CCUSDT? It is number 25? Really? Am I crazy? This is number 25 on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap? I've never heard of this before, and it got to number 25? What? Hello? What other coins are in the top 25 that I'm Dude, Polka Dot changed the pink flaming butthole logo. What have they done? Dang it. I'm really upset. They had the pink. Were they too cheap to pay the $1 million a year to CoinMarketCap for the pink flaming butthole? Who authorized that logo design? Come on. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Canton, number 25, apparently. This thing, I mean, obviously it's doing really good. So it's at its launch price, almost perfectly at its launch price. It looks like it launched at 13.98, 14. We'll call it 14. Launched at 14. It's at 13.54 right now. No surprise that we got a launch, an initial rip, and then a dip, retest, confirmed as resistance, continuation, kind of starting to establish its initial volume. It's kind of like Bambi right now, trying to find its legs. You get a nice pump out of the trench, a little retest, confirmation, little double bottom action. Let's see if you can continue and maybe form a little W off that. I'm going to call it a breakout. Off this breakout right here, getting above that launch price of 14. You are kind of, you are below 14 right now, so getting above 14 is going to be a big one. You want to get above that for sure, because that is your launch price. Obviously, you want to trade higher than where you launched at. Chrissy has said, I've never heard of Canton until Night came out. That is actually really funny. There's definitely competing narratives when it comes to, not competing narratives, I'm sorry. They're competing within the narrative when it comes to privacy. Where's Zcash's number 17? Where's Monero? Number 11. Whoa. What? I know Monero had a good day, but damn, I didn't know it was number 11. Holy shit. That's crazy. Good for them, dude. So Zcash was just hype, wasn't it? I think that the dev team resigning and then like going to form their own entity really hurt them, because that was like a great marketing point for the competitors. I bet you Monero people were like, check this out. The dev team rugged Zcash, that's in their best interest to get everybody else to go buy Monero instead of Zcash. That's crazy. Tishu said, you noticed the dot logo. This channel is outdated. Now you notice the dot logo? When did it change? No, don't do that. When did Polka Dot change their logo from the pink one? Ew. No, it was December 16th. Oh my gosh, it was almost a month ago. Dang it. This channel is outdated. Son of a bitch. I had no idea. I'm kind of sad that the pink flaming butthole is gone now. That shit was funny as hell. Okay, we're getting sidetracked. Canton, like I said, you want to get above 14. It looks like you're trying to set up some kind of floor around 13. I really don't like that it lost 14 though. That wick, you got some sell pressure for sure. I don't know. TA wise, there's not much to go off of. I think obviously getting above 14 and staying above 14 is going to be a big one. Next level you're really looking at is 11. And then 10 is going to be a big psychological level. After that, it's kind of free game. See how there's almost no price action? You kind of have support around like 12.5, it seems. I guess I'll put that there. And I will make it a dotted line just so that we don't rely too heavily on it. Tom Selleck Scout set up 64% from Monero, but it falls soon enough after Flavor of the Week and another great call by Jordan. Need inverse Jordan. What do you mean? What do you mean? What did Jordan do? What did he do? Dump BTC, you Ponzi. Rudy wants Bitcoin to dump so bad. What's going on in the market right now, actually? Gosh, that looks so good. I gotta stop doing the good food for the daily close price. I'm hungry. Bitcoin 96, 620 and 87 cents. We are getting a little dumperoonie here. are we going to continue to the upside? That 50-week EMA sitting smack dab 97,660-ish. We'll see what happens. I'm wondering, because we saw Bitcoin break, retest, confirm, continue. Is it kind of doing the same thing right here? The exact same pattern? Is it just going to do that and continue? Or is it forming a proper top right here before a mildly meaningful pullback? RSI is overbought on the 4-hour, so we do got to keep an eye on that. Your momentum wave is heavily overbought as well. So yeah, technically it is due for a pullback. I will say, however, higher time frames, especially the fractal likes this move. This beautiful little beauty, which is literally just this same freaking move, pulled forward one move, is playing out perfectly, if I do say so myself. Tom Solix Goat said Zcash shielded hard for like a week. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of YouTubers, especially the streamers, really like their flavor of the weak coins. Like really, really bad. And if you talk crap about them, they're like, oh, you idiot. Follow the money. When in reality, they're just buying green candles. And then those candles turned red. And they're like, I'm just going to hold on for like another 3-4 years. It's not going to be that big of a deal. 2 years goes by. And then they're like, F Zcash. Zcash is a scam. And they look like idiots. Rudy said, yeah, okay, now take 2021 fractal. I dare you. On 1 week, you will see Bitcoin doing the same thing. Oh, I don't think 2021's playing out. I've seen that argument, and it actually looks completely different. Let me go pull up 2021 fractal. Yeah, you're talking a little double top action. Let's go pull it. Bars pad? I'm going to take the whole thing. Let's just take the whole damn thing. And people are arguing that it's doing the boop. And I see it. I see what they're saying. And it might do that. It might actually play that out. Who knows, man? Who knows? But I think it's weak. I think it's incredibly weak. Doesn't really sync up. You could make the double top argument. It looks good as a double top, but as a fractal, your only case here is that you got a double top and a pullback and a bear flag, which broke down. Double top, pullback, bear flag, which broke down. So the argument is there to be made. It is. But to that argument, I counter with quantitative easing, a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI on the weekly time frame, a higher low, a return of liquidity since tariffs. What else is there? A green dot on the momentum wave pointing to the upside. Hasn't even crossed bullish yet. What else? The Clarity Act getting ready to get passed. I think the 4-year cycle's dead. I think that was a given with the post-halving year closing red as hell. Stimulus. They're about to print like crazy to hand out some nice tariff stimmies to the public. All of these financial benefits for Americans. Maybe Greenland gets bought and everyone in Greenland gets 100K. And maybe they just go like 100% into the Bitcoin. Tom Solix Code said, oh, where's your fractal from? It looks perfect. It's actually literally from the previous pump. You're talking about this bad boy? It does look perfect, doesn't it? It is 100% just this move right here. Bam. See it? I counter my desire to make profits. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Very pretty. But yeah, we're getting, we got a little dump. We got a little chop. We're getting a little pump. That pump comes with a little chop. And then another pump. I'm just saying. What if we touch 124K? Then I'm going to look like a goddamn genius. Again. Rudy said, 2026 should be start a bear market, man. I have money on sideline. I need to DCA and BTC Ponzi dumping. I mean, it might be. Technically, we are in a bear market. The 50 crossed below the 200, or whatever, 200 maybe crossed below. I don't remember. The bull market support band has been broken. We are in a bear market right now. I personally just do not believe it's going to be a 12-month long bear market. I think we're going to climb out of this before October 2026, which would technically be the bottom if we were in a bear market right now. But, or a 12-month long typical bear market. And I think everything about this market right now is not typical. We had no euphoria, no blow off top. Bitcoin broke its all-time high before the halving, which has never happened. Oh man, what else? There's a million reasons, and I don't know. The goofiest thing that I see is people trying to argue that this time is exactly the same as previously, because there's so many reasons why it already is provably not the same at all. We had all those things. We had a red post-halving year, which has never happened. There's too many reasons why the 4-year cycle is dead. That does not mean that we're going to be in that 2026 is going to be a blow-off top, euphoric 5th year of the cycle. That just means that the 4-year cycle is dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no other way around it. It's dead. John Tujo said the volume on this slight pullback is pretty low, so that's good. That is true. This being a pullback is crazy to me. We're getting into the recency bias territory, which is also a good thing in my opinion. Like us tweaking out about Bitcoin going from 97.6 to 96.5, I think it's a good thing. Rudy said, yeah, but people say the same shit every time. This time is different, and that plays out the same freaking way as always. But it isn't playing out the same way. It's literally impossible for it to play out the same way because it's already played out different. With, like I said, that no blow off top, no euphoria, Bitcoin breaking all-time highs before the halving, the post-halving year, which is supposed to be the bull market top, closing red. There's a million reasons why it is completely different this time, no matter what. Yes, John, you are correct. This right here. That is low. I hate this stupid... I don't know why I can't get rid of this little lightning bolt. Like, that's cool, but can you go away so that I can actually see the volume right there? Chrysius said, Bitcoin is too big an asset now to follow previous cycles. It makes its own cycles now. I like the idea of us being in shorter, just like little mini cycles, each one. And that actually explains this stupid, silly chart and this beautiful, beautiful fractal, which I do want to point out really quick. Tom Selleck said, oh, damn, that is spicy. Fractal Farquad strikes again. Thank you, Tom Selleck. The Fractal Farquad is pleased with your comments. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, if you take that Bitcoin fractal from last season with a double top overlay on this cycle and just make it scale in height a hair higher, it looks very similar. It does. I'm not denying that it doesn't look similar. I don't like the different shapes. The shapes are almost entirely different. And not to mention the liquidity this time around is way lower. It is so much lower. What was I doing here? Oh, yes, this right here. I would make that argument that we are in little mini bull bear cycles right now with Bitcoin. And again, this is me grasping at straws, sure, whatever. Look at this. Look at this one. Are you guys ready? This is my batshit crazy Bitcoin fractal. Are you ready for this? Does anyone remember what one this is? This is the one that puts us all the way out to like, oh jeez, 2032, and Bitcoin is at $1 million. I'm just saying, it looks pretty damn good to me if you really zoom in on it. Like, and if anyone recognizes it, it is literally just this little hump right there, and all of this. I pulled all of that because I was like, this little hump right here looks just like what we're experiencing right now. And lo and behold, when you stretch the shit out of it, that's exactly what that's exactly what it looks like. But unfortunately, it does come with a pretty boring next 98 days. Or not even that, actually. further. Pretty boring 120 days of sideways. So, Mr. Roberts said the bump last cycle breached the 200-day, and it still might this time, but I de-risked all the same. That's the reason I sold a little more today, because bump up is the same. And JShoe 2.0 said, who guessed the Bitcoin low? Oh, that's actually a good question, because we got them all on here. Let me go to the 4 hour again. So far, if that was the bottom, I'm pretty sure Tishju was the winner. Because we got Justin Makachek at 85,177, and it went below him, more than 50% below his guess. So this little halfway point, if it would have stayed above this, I think he would have won. But we got really, really close. Tishju said 79K. And our bottom, as of right now, as we speak, is 80,659.47. So far, Tishju is the winner, trying to guess that pullback for our short-term crypto winter bounce target. I'm just saying. Chrissy has said more time to stack. Exactly. 120 days specifically, which is 4 months, which is an entire quarter. Q1 2026, Q2 2026. It's time, baby. I'm ready. Honestly, that's not as bad as I was expecting with how big, like, huge that fractal is. I'll go pull a fractal right now, Mr. Roberts. I'm sorry. I'm I'm a little talkative if you haven't noticed. Is this the right one? Let me go to Binance. Yeah. All right, go to the daily. We'll zoom out a little bit more. This is a bear flag in both instances. This is a bear flag, and this is technically right now a bear flag. But so is this, and this, and this. Do you see the pattern? And this. Like, those are all bear. This thing in its entirety is a bear flag. So that's my argument. But I'm going to pull the fractal. Said stretch it a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Maybe I pulled the... Okay, let me re-pull the fractal. Jeez. I'm gonna go from right here, and then I'm gonna go all the way down to the bottom. I think that should be easier to scale. Yeah, much easier. Okay, cool. All right, so talking about scaling it up. I think I already messed up. Hang on. I stretched it. Yeah, no, I don't want to. I just want to go up and down. So right here, and stretch it up a little bit. Bam. Like that? Yeah, I think that's probably our best bet. It's a little offset here and here. But if we're looking at that bear flag, it is very similar structure. There's no arguments about that at all whatsoever. You got your spike, your dip, a secondary spike, and then a third peak before it falls. This is the actual price action that's playing out right now. Actually, I'm going to get rid of that. Hold on. Actual price action. We got a dump, spike, dump, secondary spike, third spike. So this is where what we have as we speak. And then the fractal, we got a little bit of a dump, a rise, a secondary spike, a little third spike, and then the final one, and then continuation to the downside. So I see it. The mass is there. You got your dump, you got your little spike, you got your little secondary spike scenario, and then your third peak. It's a bear flag, and the structure is similar. But that's... How many people said the same thing about back here? Look at that. Same exact thing. Bear flag looks almost identical in every way, shape, or form. You got your dump, spike, secondary spike, third. It should have gone down there, but it didn't. But yeah, I see the arguments. I do. Like I said, there's arguments to be made for both sides. They both look really good. They do. Gourmet Brand said, what's up, fam? What's going on, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn? Tom Salk said, how could you possibly still need to stack? For the love of God, man. We've been in Diarrheaville for like a year. Give me up. I'm with you, Tom Selleck's goat. I don't know these crazy people that come into the chat. I can't do anything about it. Rudy said, bear flag is new bull flag. This looks perfect and what I think gonna happen. Mr. Roberts said, yep, that's what I'm looking at. Tichu said, what move would Bitcoin do for most to be wrong on that they think it's gonna happen? I think, Tichu, by the way, we were just talking about everyone's guess for the, I'm gonna leave that on there, I guess. Everyone's guess for the crypto winter bounce, and you so far are the winner. You guessed 79K, and we bounced right off of 80,700. So it's closest to yours, which is pretty sick. So congratulations. See, I think most people think that we're going to enter, that we are in a bear market now. I think most people think we're in a bear market and they're sidelined, and I think that that is obvious from the complete lack of retail. Retail is gone. Retail is literally gone, which to me seems like the perfect telltale sign that 90% of people who are aware of crypto, who look at it even if it's once a month, think that we're going into a prolonged bear market. And we might. We might. I have no idea. Mr. Roberts said it's curious that if we use that fractal even further out, the low is about where the 200-week low forms, which is historically correct. Let's go take a look. I think that was on the Binance USD chart. Yeah. So that's around 60K, which actually that would be my argument for that bear market low to be the previous high. So yeah, I actually like that. That might be it, man. That might be it. It might really be it. Then we're looking at, like I said, November, December, October, November, December. And then we start climbing out, which I will say, if that is the case, we're already, what, 50% of the way done with the down? From the Pico top to where we're at right now, we're at 21%, and this should go all the way down 50%. So we're just under 50%. We're just under 50% done with our dump, if this is what's going to play out. I don't think it is, but it might be. Risk It 101 said, I think retail is broken, has no money. Tech carried the S&P 500 the last 2 years. That is true. They need to print, man. They got to print. Printing time, baby. I guess my only argument against that is the retail sales have been like through the roof. I think we broke another record this year with holiday retail sales. And if we were broke, we wouldn't be buying like toys and shit for our kids. Not at record-breaking levels. Chrysius said 70K bottom is valid. I like 70K bottom for sure. Which again is not far from where we were. We were just at 80. MKR is migrating to SKY. I don't know what any of those mean. Maker? Really? They're changing their name? You're talking like Maker Studios or whatever? Isn't this a DeFi protocol? Perp swap contract? I don't know. Let's get into the news segment, guys. We got a lot of news. We're going for over an hour already. I appreciate all you guys for being here. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. We are trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before April. We don't only do crypto. We also do stocks sometimes. And like other stuff that's kind of slightly related to crypto. I play video games every once in a while. It's mostly a crypto channel. I'm not going to lie to you. But if you guys have any requests, maybe OnlyFans? I'm just kidding. Gourmet said 71K was my guess on the chart, which would be Q4 after midterms. So that's another big thing. If you guys have not already, go to my channel. And it's a couple months old, but it's still very relevant. Go watch the bullish case for crypto video. The bullish case for crypto, I outlined, I think, probably over 10 reasons why I don't think that we're entering a bear market. And it's 2 months old, so the price has decreased since then. But all of the points are still really relevant. I think midterms is the biggest selling point right now. Trump is in full buy your vote mode, and he's doing a damn good job. He's about to cap credit. He's going to make it so people can actually buy houses. If I am able to buy a home because of what Donald Trump does, I'm probably never going to stop talking about that, because so far, the best thing that has ever happened to me, The only thing that has really ever affected my life that a president has done is the Biden administration with student loan forgiveness. Besides that, the stimmies were nice, but that was Biden and Trump. And outside of that, the Biden administration didn't really do anything. Trump seems, and maybe I just didn't pay attention last time around, but I think I was paying pretty damn close attention. The Trump administration has done so much shit, like a ridiculously large amount of things. And if they're successful with what they're trying to do right now, leading into midterms, I think it's going to be really good for the economy. Billy said, JJ, can you bring up those old lows you've made a while ago? What was your low prediction for ETH and Sol? Let's go take a look. I think that those are... Where are those, actually? Right here? Yeah, okay. My guess, my targets were Bitcoin high 90K, low 69K, which is 70K. ETH 2K to 1.5K, BNB 600 to 300, XRP $1.50 to 75 cents, Solana $100 to $50. And again, I said if we are in a bear market, these are the blue chips I don't think will recover. Obviously, without an overhaul, I think HBAR, TON, and ICP are screwed. HBAR has a bit of a chance because they have an ETF, but they've shown no value for me, personally. Chrissy has said, it's almost impossible for middle class to buy a home these days. It is impossible. Gourmet said, I'm voting for the guy whoever's going to cancel daylight savings time. Right. It's for real, dude. George Bush screwed us all. Okay, so this is another... We've had in-depth conversations about these, and I do enjoy it. If we are entering a bear market, these are your options, not financial advice. You can dollar cost average down, lower your average, and wait for the next bull market. You can short, make money on the way down. You can exit, wait for a timing the bottom scenario. You can pivot, buy stocks, gold, property, etc. You should be diversified into these already. Or you can just leave. Never invest again, grind 9 to 5 until you retire, and eventually get put into an old folks' home by your kids because you suck and they don't want to take care of your paper-handed bitch ass anymore. It's annoying. Those are your options. Now you can do multiple of these. You don't have to do just one. That is the beauty of life. You can do whatever you want. You can just do things. That's literally the meme. So do what you want to do. Figure out what best suits you and your financial situation, and you'll be happy. As long as you are fully aware of your decision, the repercussions, the results, and you can afford what you're doing. You need to be an adult with your finances. Handle your money like a man or a woman. Tisha said, I'm not interested in the MKR is migrating to SKY. I just posted your opinion, name change, and why they happen. I don't know. I actually do not know why they happen. I think it's the silliest thing in the world. Polygon changed their name to Matic and then changed their name to Pole. And I don't know. I think they're changing it to Matic again now. It is the silliest thing in the world to me. It comes off as slimy, like they're trying to hide something. The first thing that comes to mind every single time, and this probably happens with regular people as well with retail, if you have a million different names, I'm going to assume that you're a scammer and you're trying to hide what you did in the past. That is why when you see a mugshot of somebody at the police getting arrested, it shows their aliases at the bottom and all their stupid little drug dealer names that they go by. Because, you know, Mike is known in town as a scammer, but Money G, whatever the hell his stupid other name is not known as a scammer. Money G is a completely different person. That does not make me think of Mike the scammer. That makes me think of somebody else entirely. And then Monopoly, is his third name after Money G rips off the wrong people. It's a cycle. I don't know why they would ever go back to an old name. That one really baffles me. It is the worst thing in the world for marketing. Changing your name, changing any of your branding is stupid. Let's see. Ray is about to send. Get in before it's too late, JJ. Rudy said, I love bear market because crypto YouTubers start talking about food and aliens. We talk about that stuff anyways. Tisha said, I like those options. Some good non-financial advice. Exactly. Tom Salksgold said, in other words, don't be a little bitch. Exactly. See, Tom Selleck's code understands the assignment. Cassius said, rule number 1, don't sell the Bitcoin. Save in Bitcoin, focus on your craft, and thank yourself in 5 to 10 years. Exactly. This is a long-term play, guys. Focus on what you can control. If you're really devastated with the market right now, if you're really effed up, de-risk a little bit. There's no shame. But if you're really devastated and you're like, this market sucks, I don't want to do this anymore, go to work. Increase your hours at work. Get a side hustle. Make some more money. Bring in more money. Your bags can decrease, but your income can increase. You should have income. If you don't have income, go get a damn job. Billy said, I swear I'll put another penny into anything Matic related. What? Mr. Robert said, I refuse to be an adult, except with my kids. I work on RC cars almost every night while watching JJ. I mean, that's completely different. I would argue that that is being an adult. I do a bunch of childish things as an adult. Do you guys want to see? I'm very proud of this. Are you ready? Somebody's going to break into my house and kill me now for this. Are you serious? I'm about to show this on the internet. Are you ready? Check this out. These are all Pokemon cards. These are all packs. Let's go. I'm an adult man. I like buying Pokemon cards. Rudy said, okay, OnlyFans it is. Going to be making my good picks. Haha. That's the way to do it, man. Dude, could you imagine someone on OnlyFans being famous? You said food, by the way. You said food afterwards, which made me think of this. Imagine OnlyFans, but it's just someone cooking. Like, there's no risque anything. It's just them cooking. I wonder if people would actually pay for that. That's kind of funny. Kind of like all the gun YouTubers that went to Pornhub. That's awesome. All right, news segment, guys. We're getting distracted again, damn it. This cracked me up. What having friends in crypto looks like. 44, 35, 62, and 19. This is so true. I don't know. This one's just real. I love the Harry Potter movies. Watcher Guru posted, China's trade surplus hits a record $1.2 trillion in 2025 despite trade war with the U.S. Dang. Elon Musk says Tesla's full self-driving will switch to a monthly subscription and remove the one-time purchase option. Oh no! U.S. November PPI rises to 3% higher than expectations. Here's my question. Mr. Elon Musk says, we don't need savings. We're about to have universal high income. Why are they making any business changes to increase their income at all whatsoever if we don't need savings or money? You know? I don't understand it. It's confusing. Okay. Next, U.S. November PPI rises to 3% higher than expectations. I believe this is bearish, but Bitcoin pumped. Supreme Court will not issue a ruling on President Trump's tariffs today. Dang. $100 million worth of Bitcoin shorts liquidated in the past 60 minutes. Hell yeah. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson calls to ban Congress from trading stocks. No surprise. We've been seeing this for years. It's probably never going to go through, but I would be excited if it did. Fed Governor Stephen Moran says stablecoins reinforce the U.S. dollar. Binance founder CZ says Bitcoin reaching $200,000 is the most obvious thing in the world to him. I've been seeing a lot of arguments, people talking about that. They're like, okay, let's say you put $1,000 into Bitcoin. And Bitcoin goes to $200K. You make $1,000 in profit. And then they said, okay, no one's getting rich. That's where altcoins come in. What are you buying? Okay. Chrysius said that was the pump, all liquidations, right? Brian Armstrong says, after reviewing crypto market structure draft legislation, Coinbase can't support the bill. Russia finalizes draft bill to legalize crypto trading. Upexi expands Solana treasury through $36 million convertible note deal. Upexi boosts Solana holdings with $36 million in-kind note, raising treasury above 2.4 million SOL and limiting balance sheet risk. Very cool. Okay, we got a big one here from David ENG MBA. The $1.65 trillion illusion, why the money printer is lit and nobody noticed. Markets are fixated on 25 basis point rate cuts. They are missing the actual lever. in the last cycle, the U.S. quietly added 1.65 trillion in new M2 liquidity. This is not restraint, it is pandemic-era money creation without the headlines. The silent acceleration since the 2023 lows, the monetary regime has completely flipped. The trend, M2 has surged to new all-time highs of 22.3 trillion. The pace, we are currently adding liquidity at a rate of $100 billion per month. The context, compare this to 2022 when we were contracting at $28 billion a month. The era of tightening is dead. The spigot is wide open, yet asset prices are still anchored to a 2022 scarcity narrative. The Bitcoin disconnect. Bitcoin is considered consolidating while the monetary floor beneath it rises every single month. This is plumbing, not psychology. The flow. New money lands in deposits and money markets first, chasing yield. The lag. It takes 12 to 18 months for liquidity to migrate into scarce assets. The proof. In 2020, we printed. In 2021, 18 months later, we peaked. We just printed in 2025. The math says the peak is due in 2026. Another good argument. The snap. When it breaks through, Bitcoin doesn't grind higher. It re-rates to the dollar's new baseline. The math everyone ignores, $1.65 trillion of new money spread across 21 million Bitcoin implies $78,000 per coin just to maintain monetary parity. Bitcoin today is barely pricing in the debasement that has already happened. Bottom line, the money is already in the system. It doesn't disappear, it looks for a home. Retail sees exhaustion. Liquidity says the tank was just refilled and the pump is running 22% faster than it was last year. You can watch the Fed funds rate or you can watch the liquidity lows. Only one tells you where Bitcoin goes next. Position accordingly. Then we got U.S. money creation by year. 2025, 1.65 trillion US dollars. That's a lot of money. This one was kind of crazy. Today's meeting at White House between Vice President J.D. Vance and a delegation of diplomats from both Denmark and Greenland, led by Danish Foreign Minister Lok Rasmussen, has now ended, with Rasmussen seen exchanging a fist bump with Danish ambassador to the United States Jesper Møller Sorensen. So, they're fist bumping. Marty Party posted the Federal Reserve's latest beige book, based on information collected through January 5th, 2026, showed that economic activity expanded at a slight to modest pace in 8 of the 12 districts, marking an improvement from recent reporting cycles. Employment was largely unchanged, with firms relying more on temporary workers and backfilling vacancies. While wage growth returned to more typical levels, prices continued to rise at a moderate pace. Then we got Denmark says it has a fundamental disagreement with the U.S. over Greenland after talks in Washington, rejecting Trump's demand for a takeover and calling any move that undermines Danish sovereignty and Greenland's self-determination totally unacceptable. Rudy said guess B&B is the only option to go with. Chrysius said all I heard was stack harder. Exactly. Quantitative easing continues into wartime budget. Treasury will print $55 billion over the next month. Fed plans $55 billion in Treasury purchases over the next month. Number go up, guys. Number go up. We like number go up. The White House, via crypto advisor David Sachs and related channels, has indicated expectations that the Senate will advance the Crypto Market Structure Bill, often referred to as the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act or Clarity Act, tomorrow, January 15th, 2026. Coinbase has withdrawn, by the way. In short, Coinbase wants the bill's big picture clarity, but not the cost of their stablecoin rewards business. It's more of a negotiation tactic, high-stakes lobbying, than full opposition. They've been very active in pushing for passage overall, including via super PACs like Fairshake. This highlights the broader tug-of-war. Crypto industry wants innovation-friendly rules, while banks want to shield their deposit base. If the markup keeps rewards flexible, Coinbase stays on board. If it tightens too much, they might walk, potentially slowing momentum. Though the bill has stronger bipartisan tailwinds from figures like Senator Cynthia Lummis and White House crypto advisor David Sachs. Basically, they're trying the big banks are trying to put a kibosh on the ROI offered by stablecoins like 5% when you deposit on Coinbase. And Brian Armstrong doesn't want that. We, as an industry, don't want that. I like my stupid stablecoin yields in my crappy centralized exchange that I don't use. But the banks don't. The banks want that to go away because that is big competition for banks, and banks don't do well with big competition. Because for whatever reason they can't innovate. Banks have been the same since probably the Great Depression, like the 1920s. 100 years and zero innovation. That's embarrassing. Like, if the only way that you can increase your profits is by either screwing over your customers or screwing over your employees, something is broken. Do better. And also, by the way, why do you always have to increase your profits? Like, if I had a business, if I had a company, and I was bringing in $1 million a year, like fixed, $1 million a year in profit, is that not enough? Can I just have $1 million a year in profit? If like just steady, I don't understand. And it's probably because they're all publicly traded, which in my opinion shouldn't be allowed with banks, because then they do stupid shit like Wells Fargo literally like committing mortgage fraud to pump up their numbers, which is crazy to me. They literally released a commercial like telling everyone, they're like, we lied and we're sorry. Why do people still bank with them? Chrissy has said, can we just ditch the banks? We can actually. We can right now. Like literally right now. Takes a little bit of effort. Problem is, a lot of businesses operate on this very nice, clean-cut, like ADP system, which does not support crypto at the moment. Whereas small businesses like my boss has already offered to pay me in crypto. So it's definitely a possibility for sure. And I think that would be hilarious if that happened. Gourmet Brand said, make that bag before 2029 because we might revisit the 1929 crash. Exactly. Mr. Roberts said, I'm going to go run the RCs. See you, JJ, and thanks. Peace, y'all. Take it easy, Mr. Roberts. Cheers. I'm probably going to get a RC car soon. You've inspired me. I've been thinking about it a lot. I remember how much fun that shit was, so I'm going to make a commitment. Cheers, though. Happy Wednesday, my friend. All right, let's see. Marty Party, Iranian airspace is being cleared. I think shit is about to go down in Iran. OBSD letter, we're getting into the meat of the news segment. Bitcoin currently trading at $96,800.01, looking good. We've got U.S. job market is in trouble. U.S. non-farm payrolls have dropped 164,000 over the last 4 months when excluding healthcare and social assistance sectors, the biggest decline since the 2020 pandemic. Despite a total payroll addition of 41,000 over the same period, the labor market is weakening beneath the surface. In previous economic cycles, such weakness has rarely been seen outside of recessions. By comparison, at the start of 2025, this figure was plus 500,000. Overall, the healthcare and social assistance sectors were responsible for 713,000 of the 733,000 private sector job gains in 2025. This means that just 20,000 jobs came from the rest of the more productive and cyclical parts of the economy last year. Healthcare is now driving the entire job market. So tech is to stocks as healthcare is to employment. Silver prices officially surge above $90 an ounce for the first time in history, now up another 25% this year. Silver's market cap is officially above $5 trillion for the first time in history. Silver currently sitting at $91.80. Getting a red candle. Are we going to swiftly reject 94 and not even touch 100? Or are we going to see $100 silver? I think we're going to see $100 silver. I really do. It's already $100 in other countries. Copper prices surged to a new record high, now up 40% in 6 months. Every asset seems to be moving in a straight line higher. This is not a coincidence. Every asset except for my bags. Current situation: stocks, record high; gold, record high; silver, record high; home prices, record high; copper, record high; platinum, record high; money market funds, record high; U.S. debt, record high; deficit spending, record high; household debt, record high. When everything hits a record high at the same time, it's not a coincidence. Fiat currencies are depreciating. Chrysius said, imagine chasing those green candles. Exactly. This cracks me up. Ford has suspended the employee who heckled President Trump during his tour of the Ford factory in Dearborn, Michigan. I'm from Michigan. The Ford employee says he has no regrets whatsoever, per the Washington Post. The dude got put on leave, and no joke, somebody made a GoFundMe for him, and he raised over $200,000 within the first day. $200,000. That's probably 4 years of employment at Ford. This guy's probably going to quit. He's probably going to quit his job. And he's probably going to sue them and the UAW. He's probably going to make so much freaking money. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. All from one stupid sentence. Breaking. November PPI inflation rises to 3% above expectations of 2.7%. Core PPI inflation rises to 3% above expectations of 2.7%. PPI inflation is now up to its highest level since July 2025. The Fed will pause rate cuts in 2 weeks. A lot can happen in 2 weeks. Breaking. This is what I was talking about. Shanghai silver prices soar to a record $105 an ounce, now trading at a massive $13 per ounce premium to spot silver prices in the U.S. The physical silver shortage in China is intensifying. They actually, Costco, started limiting silver to 1 ounce per customer per day. When Costco makes limits, the big box store where you buy in bulk, when they place limits on how much you can buy, there's a shortage. The U.S. Supreme Court decides not to issue a highly anticipated ruling on the legality of President Trump's tariffs today. This marks the second straight time the ruling was not released as expected. Bitcoin extends gains to rise above $97,000 for the first time since November 14th as leveraged short liquidations surge. $700 million worth of leveraged shorts have now been liquidated in 24 hours. Good. You can't make this up. Estimates show that it would cost up to $700 billion to buy Greenland. Meanwhile, the U.S. spent $1.2 trillion on federal debt interest expense in 2025 alone. The U.S. spends 1.7 Greenlands per year on just interest expense. That's crazy. Also, Denmark being like in control of Greenland or whatever, that's hilarious. It's teeny tiny and Greenland is enormous. Why is that? I'm very confused as to how our world map works. It is incredibly confusing. Hedge funds are extremely bullish on semiconductor stocks. Semiconductor and semiconductor equipment stocks now reflect 7.5% of total global hedge fund market exposure, the highest on record. This metric has doubled since 2022, driven by surging prices of the sector's stocks and increasingly aggressive positioning. Meanwhile, net exposure, which measures positioning after accounting for hedges, is up to 10.5%, also an all-time high. Net exposure has risen 900% since 2022. Wow, hedge funds are heavily exposed to chip stocks. Philly said, I think people will donate to GoFundMes no matter what they're for. That's true. Gourmet Brand said, does anyone else's stream get rugged when the advertisements come on? Chrissy said, interest? That's effed, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that ridiculous? And that's all because of Jerome Powell. Breaking. The NASDAQ 100 M2 to M2 money supply ratio is up to a record 0.027. This ratio has more than doubled since the 2022 bear market low. During this period, the NASDAQ 100 has rallied 141%, while the M2 money supply has increased 5%. As a result, the ratio is now 42% higher than the 2000.com bubble peak. Since the 2008 financial crisis, this ratio has surged 800%. Big tech has never been bigger. Rudy said index said I'm drunk. President Trump announces a 25% tariff on semiconductor chips that are imported to the U.S. but not used domestically. Silver prices surge above $93 an ounce for the first time in history, now up 30% in 2026. The asset owner rally we are witnessing right now is unprecedented. Oil prices fall 5% in minutes after President Trump says the killings have stopped and there are no plans for executions in Iran, which is what they did last time there was a strike. I'm just saying. The global bull market is breaking records. Oh, geez, I forgot to not click on that. The number of countries in the MSCI All Country World Index making 52-week new highs is up to 47, the highest on record. This means 67% of countries in the index are at record levels. This also beats the previous all-time high of 46 markets set in 2003. The figure has doubled since November 2025 as more countries have joined the rally. Since then, the MSCI ACWI index has gained 8% and is trading at a record high. By comparison, this metric did not exceed 35 countries since 2014. Global stock market strength is unprecedented. We got Cointelegraph. Really quick update. Bitcoin $96,724.35. Everything is quiet. We got some single-digit negatives, but for the most part, it's pretty flat. Bitwise Chainlink ETF is approved for listing and registration on New York Stock Exchange ARCA, with trading beginning tomorrow. Very cool. I'm pretty sure that's today. Tom Lee's Bitmine staked another 186,560 Ethereum worth $624.8 million, bringing a total of 5.13 billion worth of ETH staked so far. They are making so much money off that. Rudy said, what's your scalping setup, timeframes, confirmation signals, and how you manage risk? I have not traded in this market. Like, to really have a strategy, what I usually do, if there's momentum, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, and I manage risk by setting a tight stop loss and babysitting my trades. But other than that, if there's no momentum in the chart, I'm not trading. 99% of advisors who already allocated crypto in clients' accounts plan to maintain or increase exposure in 2026, according to Bitwise's latest survey. Very cool. JP Morgan CEO Jeremy Barnum warns yield-bearing stablecoins risk creating a dangerous parallel banking system without traditional regulatory safeguards. Fuck this guy. Fuck JP Morgan. I want my stablecoin yield. ETF flows. Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and XRP spot ETFs saw net inflows on January 13th. That's exciting. Saeed said, hi, sir. How you doing, Saeed? Happy Wednesday. Cheers. We got Bitcoin, 753.73 million. ETH, 129.99 million. Sol, 5.91 million. And XRP, 12.98 million. Hell yeah. Next, we got NFT Paris cancellation. Signals a tighter, more utility-focused NFT market in 2026 as hype and sponsorship budgets fade. That's actually crazy. I did not know that there were NFT, what is it called? NFT events. There's a word for it that I'm trying to think of. I'm not going to think of it. I didn't know this was a thing. That's cool, though. Conventions? I think that's the word. Crypto Fear and Greed Index flips to neutral at 48, up from 26 fear yesterday. Let's actually go check it today. We are at 61. We are officially entered greed, probably for the first time in 2026. Yeah, look at this, man. Go to max. Ooh, dang. Okay. 1 year. We have, since November, been below 50. Since the end of October, we've been below 50. And we have officially gotten back above it. We're at 61 right now. Yesterday, we were at 48. Last week, 28. That's crazy. That is so crazy. And then CoinMarketCap. In case you guys were not aware, I'm not a big fan of this one because for some reason, they stopped measuring 15% of their data. And they straight up say with straw poll, which they own straw poll. Why would they pause 15% of the data? So all of this, like from 2021, is good data, good data, good data. And then whenever they, which it's not marked on the chart, but whenever they just decided to stop measuring that, the rest of this is like 15% incorrect data or just inconclusive data, because that's a big data chunk that they're just not, they're like, we're just not going to do that. So this one bugs me. I like the CoinMarketCap one. It seems to have its fingers on the pulse of the market a little bit better. And unfortunately, they only started doing it in 2023, so we're kind of screwed with only 3 years of data. But we've only been in extreme fear in March, April of 2025, and I mean, the price of Bitcoin went up after that, so we just had a pretty crazy extreme fear situation, and it lines up perfectly with that chart, with that fractal that I pointed out. We're just saying. Chrissy said October 10th effed everyone out. That is true. That is very true. Bitcoin 96,522 and 27 cents. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls on banking regulators to delay World Liberty Financial's bank charter bid until Trump cuts ties. He's not allowed to do that. Over 11.6 million cryptocurrencies failed in 2025 alone per CoinGecko. Oh, apparently CoinGecko's getting acquired or something, and everyone's like tripping out about it. I think that that's actually really cool, and I think that they deserve it. So, congratulations, CoinGecko. Visa teams with BVNK to power stablecoin infrastructure, letting businesses fund and send stablecoin payouts straight to wallets. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the first sign of stablecoin payroll, which is going to be huge, I think. Ripple wins preliminary EMI approval in Luxembourg, advancing regulated EU payments under MiCA. Market. Over $1 billion in short positions will be wrecked if Bitcoin breaks $97,100. That'd be pretty sick. We're currently sitting at $96,519.85. Struggling to break that 97.6-ish 50-week EMA. Hyperliquid leads all chains in 24-hour revenue, with EdgeX and Solana following. I don't even know what EdgeX is. That sounds like a scam. India's enforcement doctorate freezes $1.3 million, including crypto assets, in a $3.2 million fraud case. Oh yeah, allegedly a bunch of Tether got frozen linked with Venezuela, so that's a thing that has happened as well. Despite the recent rally, Bitcoin is still 24.7% below all-time high, while ETH remains 33.5% down. Now, we did talk about this while it was happening. We've been talking about this for years. I haven't talked about it recently because we've been pretty flat. But in a typical bull market, like 20, 30, 40% pullbacks are normal. And it sucks when it happens. No one ever thinks that we're ever going to recover from that. But if you go from Bitcoin's local high right here, which is the previous all-time high, the current all-time high, we only pulled back 35%, which is perfectly in line with previous bull markets. Now, if I go, I'm just going to look. I don't actually know if this is any different, but I do want to measure this because everyone's talking about this being the same. What is this move from the Pico top here to the very bottom? That is a, see right there, that is a 50% pullback. 50% pullback is not typical in a bull market. So, it's not the same. There's another reason why it's not the same. Just my opinion, but 50% is significantly higher than 30. I'm just saying. Rudy said Denmark should thank Trump for reminding it that Greenland still existed, right? They're like, oh shit. Aren't we supposed to do something with that? Okay. Whale alert. A dormant whale deposited 2015 Ethereum into HTX, realizing a $2.04 million loss per on-chain lens. That's crazy. Dubai and Abu Dhabi in the UAE are going all out to attract crypto's wealthiest people and biggest companies via Cointelegraph. That's huge. Smart or bullish crypto market, I don't know where I got the word smart from. Bullish crypto market cap rises to 3.32 trillion, gaining about $103 billion in value over the past 24 hours. Very cool. SWI reports a mainnet outage, with the network currently at a standstill as the core team investigates. That's crazy. I can't believe that that happened and nobody cared. Like, the repercussion is erasing a candle? Big deal. Like, it's holding up pretty damn good, all things considered. Chainalysis estimates crypto scams and frauds stole up to $17 billion in 2025, driven by a surge in impersonation schemes and more profitable AI-enabled operations. That's crazy. The Zcash Foundation says the SEC has concluded its review into its crypto asset inquiry and does not intend to recommend any enforcement action, closing the matter first opened in August 2023. That's also crazy. Gourmet Brand said Sui uses Verizon. I heard all three of the big phone companies had issues today. Tishu said it could be it's not the same because retail never arrived, mostly institutions. Hence, it's only a 30% pullback. That's true, but then in that case, wouldn't the bear market not last as long? I'm just saying. Like if the pullback is, what is that difference? 30 to 50. That's like 60 to 100. So there's about a 40% difference. 40% difference. So if our pullback was 40% smaller than the last pullback, is our bear market going to be 40% shorter instead of a 12-month? Are we going to have a, what is 40%? 8-month bear market? Chrissy said my phone was SOS all day. That sucks so bad. I'm too cheap for Verizon. I use Mint Mobile, and I absolutely love it. I literally pay one big fat bill once a year, and by big fat bill, it's like $180. And then the rest of the year, I have no phone bill. I just have phone service. And it's so nice to just not have that bill exist. I gotta comb my beard, dude. This is driving me crazy. I see it in the damn camera. Gourmet said that does suck. So yeah, that's maybe we only have an 8-month bear market. And if that's the case, then instead of October, we're looking at June. June is amazing. I love June. June would be pretty sick. I'm gonna shave the beard, dude. Coming. Alert. A trader on HTX had a $35 million short position liquidated in a single order. Guys, I implore you, please, if you are going to open a $35 million short, either send me like $100,000 and I will pray for your short position, or use my referral link in the description. Chrissy said, yeah, I got 3 kids on my plan. It's like $250 a month. That's, I mean, $250 a month doesn't seem that bad, but I don't know what it would be for you for the year. If mine's 180, you just multiply that times 3. 180 times, but your kids probably use all kinds of data and stuff. I don't have unlimited. The unlimited one, it's still pretty cheap. Let me actually go see. The unlimited plan at Mint Mobile is $30 a month for 12 months. Unlimited. Yeah, $30 a month for 12 months. So 12 times 30. That's $360 per person per year for unlimited everything, which is awesome. Yeah, so you guys are paying $230 to $250. Let me just do $230 then. $230 times 12. That's $2,760 a year versus $180 times 3, $540. I'm just saying. And you can get it for one device, try it out, see if you like it. It's $180. You know what I mean? Pay $180, try it out. If you don't like it, you don't even have to go for the full 12-month plan. You could just do the unlimited for 1 month. It's $45. If you don't pay 12 months up front, then the unlimited plan is $45 per month. So you could just do that, set it up, do $45 1 month, and if you like it, then great. Because service is different everywhere. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, no, it's not a Temu phone. You can use whatever phone you want. Mint Mobile, I'm telling you guys, it's gimmicky because Ryan Reynolds paid billions of dollars for freaking marketing like a jackass. But my boss signed up for it. He's like, I'm gonna try this Mint Mobile. I was like, okay. And then he tried it. He's like, it's actually worked great. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I paid for the full year. No, I'm sorry, I didn't pay for the full year. He got a free trial sim, and I used the free trial sim. Gave me a completely different number for like 2 weeks, but it worked great. So then I migrated my phone number and my phone, and that was it. $180 a year. It's beautiful. It's so cheap. Okay. Cointelegraph, 67 companies now hold more ETH in it as a strategic reserve than Ethereum ETFs. 6.181 million versus 6.2 million. Dang. U.S. community banks are urging Congress to tighten the Genius Act, warning that exchange-paid stablecoin rewards exploit a loophole that could pull deposits away from local banks, even though issuers themselves are banned from paying yield. F you. I don't know. I don't like that. I think that's shady. Get out of here. The Sweden network is back online and fully operational with transactions processing normally. I think they were out between 2 and 3 hours. The main net was down for 2 to 3 hours, which is crazy. I still can't believe the price actually held up. Bitcoin is breaking down here, guys. We are down 0.65% on the day, currently trading at 96,325. Let's see. Next we've got Stock Money Lizards posted Ethereum and other altcoins have formed a huge 4-hour value gap. Usually these tend to get filled at least to more than 50%. Setup is short-term bullish. And this was posted at 6 a.m. Jeez, like 14 hours ago. Got fair value gap. He's looking for price to get over $3,380 for Ethereum in the short term. Also got Bitcoin clear breakout. G Immortal said, "What's up, JJ? What's going on, G Immortal? Happy Wednesday, my friend." Bitcoin clean breakout. Now comes the real stress test, the weekly EMA 50 resistance. If we close above, be prepared for new all-time highs very soon. We are looking at approximately $97,650, which we do have marked. We did reject so far. We could use a little liquidity push, it seems. We'll see what happens. Next, we've got Bitcoin weekly candle is sitting at the 50-week EMA right now. What this means. For now, we need to look at this as the first bearish retest. A weekly close above it would be a strong bullish sign and lead to a continuation. 2, short-term price action is bullish. Even if we get rejected here, the retracement to the neckline green area would still be okay and healthy. I am not buying here for the above-mentioned reasons. Enjoy the pump. You shouldn't be buying anyways because we don't chase green candles, guys. We do not chase green candles. Nayib Bukele, the president of, I forget, El Salvador, said, "We've decided to transfer a big chunk of our Bitcoin to a cold wallet and store that cold wallet in a physical vault within our national territory. You can call it our first Bitcoin piggy bank. It's not much, but it's honest work. Cheers to that. Very cool. Self-custody is the way." G Immortal said, "Am waiting, hoping massive liquidity rotation from metal to crypto." I think we gotta wait for silver to at least hit $100. Whoa! I just closed my fucking shorts, bastards. Silver down 5.33%, $88.21. Is that it? Are we going to see a proper dump for silver here? Time will tell. I still think we're going to hit $100, but who knows, man? Who knows? Anything can happen. Next, the only Bitcoin chart you need to understand, that's it. View. Bitcoin goes up while the dollar is stable. What seems to be happening? What's really happening? Bitcoin is stable and the dollar is decreasing. That's true. Chrissy said, yeah, for real, $88.11. It's a pretty big fat candle for silver, 5.5%. Are we going to get a rotation into crypto? That would be pretty sick, but time will tell. Bull Theory posted today the U.S. stocks are dumping while the Bitcoin and crypto market is pumping. $360 billion has been wiped out from the U.S. stock market while crypto has added $40 billion. We don't see this every day. We do not. That is true. Dr. Whale posted, alt season 2026 will be the biggest we've ever seen. Giga bullish on altcoins. Be ready for 100x pumps. I'm excited. I hope that's true. Obviously, only time will tell. At the moment, we're watching silver and Bitcoin both pull back at the same time. Congratulations, JShare 2.0, once again on your victory. Enjoy your taco ring, which I really, really want, really, really bad in real life. But I'm gaining weight, so I'm going to chill. Crypto Fergani posted, buy altcoins now. We are about to make stupid amounts of money. Bitcoin dominance. Head and shoulder. Dumperoonie. Head and shoulder. Potential Dumperoonie. John Tujo said the Coinbase guy is pissed because they aren't a bank and banks can reward stablecoin yield. Become a bank. Am I right? I thought that they already got their banking charter thing. Tishu said another call for alt season. Unfollow. Oh, we we look at all of them, Tishu. You know that. How many times has Mustache said, like, insisted that alt season was coming and nothing happened? Whoa. I just realized where is that? Am I crazy? That was from Crypto Fergani. Yeah, this, if I click on this, where did it go? There's right here. There's a baby snake animation. What? That's crazy. It's almost like X shows you things that you like. The next 3 to 6 months will be life-changing. Altcoins will explode. This is according to Tiki. Let's hope that's true. Bar chart posted percentage of subprime auto loans that are 60 days or more overdue on their payments hit an all-time high of 6.65%. That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you buy a car and take it to another country, nobody will ever know that you didn't pay for that car. I'm just saying. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all a parody. Is there a baby shark? Just in, China hits all-time high $1.2 trillion trade surplus last year. Very cool. Congratulations, China. Milk falls to its lowest price since August 2023. Chinese. Wow. Damn. I think I'm racist. Cheese. At least it's not Italian. Cheese falls to lowest price since June 2020. Congrats, everyone. We did it. I do like cheese. Gold jumps to new all-time high. Well, let's actually go look at gold because silver took a big fat dump on our chest, down 5.26% at $88.31. Gold, not God. Fortunately, we cannot buy that. Gold down 0.72%, $45.94 and 90 cents. Crazy, crazy times. Back to Bitcoin. Is the taco ring in my future? Total repo exposure, not repossessions. I know we talked about subprime auto loans, but this is a different kind of repo. Total repo exposure has reached an all-time high of 12.6 trillion. Outstanding repo exposures. Federal holidays and Good Friday religious observations removed. FRB on RRP. Federal Reserve overnight reverse repo facility and CCBR non-centrally cleared bilateral repo. I'm glad that they wrote this in English, otherwise I wouldn't be able to understand what I just read. Copper soars to a new all-time high. Let's go. Have you guys been collecting pennies? Because they stopped minting them. And last but not least, we have Crypto Kaleo. Absolute legend. We're going to look at this every single day because this is my copium. It's like, imagine I'm like a relative and I have a substance problem and you guys clean me up for Thanksgiving. I come over for Thanksgiving. And then at the end of the night, I do all the drugs. This is us. You know, we go through the stream. We're like, wow, we're like normal crypto people. It might be bullish, it might be bearish. Well, who knows? It might go up, might go down. I don't know. And then at the end of the stream, we're like, check this out. Bitcoin's going to $225,000 before the end of the year. Bitch. That's what's happening. So, mind if I indulge in my guilty pleasure? John Tujo said, it seems they don't apply for the banking license. That's allowed to do that, I guess. Tisha said, my darling STX did nothing with this pump. It pumped before, as you know. That is true. Unfortunately, all of my coins also pumped before. Like all-time highs, record-breaking, crazy market cap numbers. It was only like 4 or so years ago. They pumped before. So this is the Livermore speculative chart. applied to Bitcoin, the ascending broadening wedge, which is technically a bear flag, and number go up. I'm just saying. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin still chilling, $96,462.76. Silver down 4.79%, slightly recovering, 88.69. Nice. Back to Bitcoin. Portfolio update, the 1K to 10K Grok portfolio currently down 467%, $47, 46.7%. Best performer is Solana, down 14. Worst performer is Aptos, down 69. Nice. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio down 541, 54.1%. Best performer Pepe, down 71. Worst performer GigaChad, down 62. Then my favorite, the narrative portfolio, currently the best performer, only down 165, or 33%. The best performer is Tau, only down 0.25%, or $0.25. The worst performer is VeChain, down 56%, or $56. Tisha said, like Fahid says, when moon? Like I always say to Fahid, soon, because soon is subjective. Next. Oh, in case you guys are curious, this portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real-world asset coin, and one gaming coin. And it's kind of killing it, all things considered. Only down 33%. And last but not least, we've got the knife-catching portfolio, timing the market, previously known as the perfect timing portfolio, turned out to be not so perfect, down 382, or 38.2%. The best performer is Chainlink, only down $8, or 8%. And the worst performer is Avalanche, down $58, or 58%. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin, $96,482.19. We got liquidations going all the way down to 92,898. Big liquidations at least. So we'll see if we end up hitting that. We are incredibly overbought on the 4-hour time frame, so a pullback is to be expected. Not to mention the 50-week exponential moving average resistance at around $97,650-ish. So this pullback shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. We also have potential rotation out of silver going into the rest of the market. A lot of money went into silver and gold. Are they going to let it hit 100? Maybe. Are they going to front run it? Maybe. I don't know. Let's end the poll. I asked you guys, what do you think will hit first? $100,000 Bitcoin or $100 silver? We got 19 votes. That's a record turnout. Appreciate you guys. Rudy said 100x short Bitcoin. Didn't you just make 200K? I would go buy a house, brother. Where's my damn poll? I ended my poll. Did it go away? Am I crazy? What happened to my poll? Did I hit the wrong button? I thought I hit end poll. The majority of you guys, by small margin, I think like just over 55% of you guys voted that you think $100 silver is coming before $100,000 Bitcoin. But time will tell. Guys, this is where I am going to love and leave you. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. As always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Wednesday and good night. There's our poll. 58% said $100 silver. 42% said 100K Bitcoin. Poll wins with $100 silver. Rudy said, what do you think will hit first? $100 silver. Thank you, Rudy. John Tujo said, it has completed. Silver wins. We see the poll. Okay, yeah, it was just on my end. My internet's doo-doo. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys. Again, don't forget to smash the like button. Share the stream with your like-minded crypto friends, family, whoever you think might subscribe. We're trying to get to 2K subscribers before April, so that would be pretty sick. Appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Happy Wednesday and good night.